You've probably encountered someone who simply doesn't seem to care about the things that everyone else seems to be obsessed with. Perhaps it's that guy who avoids office gossip, doesn't buy the newest technology, or doesn't post every detail of his life online. While most people crave attention or status, this person is completely unfazed, and you've probably wondered why he acts that way. It's likely that you were dealing with a Sigma male, a rare personality type that thrives on independence, mystery, and a strong sense of self. Sigmas move differently, don't follow social norms, and most definitely don't lose sleep over fitting in. But this isn't some rebellious act. Rather, it's a mindset built on purpose and clarity. So what exactly do Sigma males ignore that everyone else seems to be obsessed with? It's not just little things. It's fundamental to the way most people conduct their lives, and what's more intriguing is how, often without trying, their lack of concern makes them stand out. You'll discover this viewpoint if you've ever been constrained by other people's expectations. In this video, we're going to examine the 10 things that everyone appears to care about, with the exception of Sigma guys. Refreshing Sigmas demonstrate a distinct approach to life that values authenticity above conformity. Prepare to have your preconceptions challenged, your priorities questioned, and maybe even a little of your own Sigma energy revealed. Let's examine what makes this mentality so special and why the things they disregard are precisely what make them so alluring. The first is the need for continual affirmation. Sigma males, on the other hand, completely break this pattern. They don't need others to tell them they're good enough because they've built a foundation of self-approval for themselves. Most people thrive on validation, whether it be a compliment at work, a social media like, or a simple acknowledgement of their efforts. They rely on external feedback to feel valued. Considering a Sigma in a group context, they concentrate on establishing their own standards and believe that meeting them is all that counts. Validation is an internal task. The Sigma silently observes without being concerned by the lack of attention, while others would covertly seek praise or fish for praises. This isn't arrogance. Rather, it's self-sufficiency. They know their worth doesn't depend on other people's opinions, so they walk with a quiet confidence that's difficult to ignore. This kind of thinking may be disturbing to others because it goes against the grain. When someone doesn't need acceptance from others, they become unpredictable, and you can't manage or influence someone who doesn't care about your compliments or criticism. Sigmas are fascinating in part because they are impervious to these impacts. This disregard for confirmation also provides Sigmas a distinct advantage since it allows them to take chances, attempt new things, or maintain unconventional viewpoints since they don't fear criticism. Sigmas are occupied living on their terms for the second reason, while others are caught in a never-ending cycle of seeking acceptance. In a society that is fascinated with following trends, practically every element of modern life is governed by them, from social media issues to fashion and technology. People hurry to remain current, but Sigmas couldn't care less for a Sigma male. Trends are only diversion, a brief, pointless rush of enthusiasm. They put their energy into long-term goals like learning about themselves or forming deep relationships, rather than wasting it on things that won't matter in a year, much alone a week. This is not to imply that Sigmas are out of touch. Rather, they often see trends but decide not to take part, for instance. As others rush to acquire the newest smartphone, the Sigma considers whether it actually improves their lives. If not, they pass by without giving it a second thought. Their capacity to disregard trends comes from their strong sense of self. They are aware of who they are and what they desire, so they don't feel the need to follow the herd. Ironically, this makes them trendsetters in their own right because by remaining loyal to themselves, they encourage others to abandon conformity and embrace individuality. Sigmas serve as a reminder that although trends come and go, honesty endures, while others find out what's popular among Sigmas. By pursuing what is significant, they demonstrate to us that genuine relevance is about driving your own reason, rather than just following it. 3. For many people, success is equated with prestige, collecting followers, moving up the corporate ladder, or becoming a member of exclusive groups. Describe your own value. But for Sigma men, this kind of rivalry seems hollow. Sigmas reject the notion that there is a race to the top in life and instead forge their own route in search of fame or influence. Their ultimate flexibility is independence. If the conventional social ladder doesn't fit with their beliefs, they can leave and start something completely new. Consider the business sector as an example. The Sigma concentrates on doing their task well and efficiently. They are not concerned in office politics or participating in cliques, unlike others who stay late to please the boss or network constantly to advance. Their work speaks for itself, and that's enough. This approach doesn't imply that Sigmas lack intelligence. Rather, it means that they define success differently. For them, success is about freedom, purpose, and living on their terms. They would rather work for themselves or behind the scenes than engage in the draining game of social climbing. Sigmas also value authenticity in relationships. Rather than accumulating connections for the sake of appearances, they invest in a small, meaningful circle of people who genuinely matter. This SEL activity preserves their energy and keeps them focused on the things that really matter. People share their meals, feelings, relationships, and life events online for everyone to see. It's an exposed society where privacy seems obsolete, yet Sigma guys want to be anonymous. Oversharing of privacy is needless noise. They cherish privacy because it allows them to maintain control over their personal lives, avoiding unwelcome judgments and the drama that sometimes accompanies excessive openness. This isn't about being secretive, rather, it's about being purposeful. Sigmas disclose exactly what is necessary and keep the rest private because they know that mystery gives their characters more nuance and makes them more fascinating. By remaining quiet, Sigmas preserve peace and safeguard their energy. They remind us that not everything needs to be shared and that the most impactful stories are frequently the ones left unsaid. In a world where everyone overshares, this restraint frequently perplexes others. However, the Sigma's silence speaks volumes, forcing people to focus on what they do rather than what they say, making their actions their loudest statement. 5. Satisfying everyone is one of the most draining for an unknown reason. The goal of life is to satisfy everyone. Yet many individuals fall into this trap and go above and beyond to seek favor or avoid disagreement. Sigma men don't play this game because they believe that you can't satisfy everyone and that you should concentrate on pleasing yourself. This isn't selfishness, it's self-preservation. Sigmas recognize that compromising their principles to please others only breeds resentment and burnout. Instead, they set boundaries and say no firmly but respectfully if something doesn't align with their beliefs. This assertiveness often surprises people, but it's a fundamental aspect of the Sigma mindset. Refusing to please everyone doesn't mean they are indifferent to others' feelings. On the contrary, they are deeply empathetic, but only toward those who value their individuality. By living authentically, Sigmas teach us an important lesson. Trying to please everyone dilutes who you are. True happiness comes from staying true to yourself regardless of who disagrees. In a society that is obsessed with fitting in, Sigma males serve as a powerful example of how to live a life of authenticity, peace, and purpose by rejecting the things that most people care about. Their ability to focus on what really matters rather than what society dictates makes them a powerful example. But the real question is, what would you accomplish if you lost interest in the things that are preventing you from moving forward? Imagine having the freedom to live your life as you see fit, free from the expectations or judgments of others. That is the core of the Sigma mindset, a path that anyone who is willing to adopt can follow. To ensure you don't miss it, subscribe and enable outro notifications. If you thought this video was insightful, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might need a new outlook on life. Please leave a comment below with which of these things you wish you could stop caring about. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.